Hi, Daman.
Hello.
Okay, so I am at the um, instructions and feedback documents. So we basically currently have 9 teams listed. Do you know if more people are adding the descriptions yet, or?
Um, no one has told me either way.
Okay.
Some people have wanted to clarify if slides are still due today, but I figured since they're not doing the video presentation, then they don't need to do the slides.
Yeah, I told them the opposite. I basically said, please note, video postponed, slides are still due, and
Oh,
nearly everyone has linked their slides.
okay, okay.
Yeah. So basically, the goal for this week is to do the peer review. But given the number of teams that we have, I don't know if we're still expecting more or not. Is everybody who's on? Have you guys already submitted your?
Yeah, I think I need to add the link to the slides. But other than that,
Okay. Is there anybody who's on who hasn't added a link yet?
Professor, what document are you in? Because I thought I was in the same document, but I can't see that table.
It's at the very bottom. So there's 2 documents. One is the project weekly instructions, and the other one is the project weekly feedback.
Okay, thank you. I'll add it.
Basically, at the bottom of the feedback document is where we enter the.
Our group hasn't submitted this, but I emailed you about it.
Yeah, I mean, but you should still add your name there just as a placeholder.
Okay.
So, I created a template for the project, and basically, the goal is to talk about overall impact, basically significance and challenge, relevance, originality, innovation, approach, and then presentation / timeline, basically the Gantt chart, etc. And then data sets, and then code and methods. So the goal is for you guys to pay attention to all of these different areas, and then use that as a way to sort of provide feedback. But it's also used as a way for every student to sort of know that, oh, these are the things that I should be paying attention to as I'm writing my proposal. So are there any questions for this? So I mean, just to clarify, so basically what all of you guys will do is finish entering the links to your slides and to your proposal. And then you will be assigned reviewer roles for each of the teams. So we will basically assign each person, probably the next 3 teams, and the next person, the next 3 teams after that, and the next person, the next 3 teams after that, so that every student in every team reviews a different set of proposals, and every proposal will basically receive 9 different peer review forms. And those 9 forms will all be in the same way, basically listing the overall impact, basically a brief summary, a summary of your assessment, and an overall score. Actually, let's do one best. 9 worst. So top priority, lowest priority, 5 medium. Okay, and then for every score, you will have a score between 1 and 5 for each of the criteria. So basically, if it's successful, so the reason for that is to really introduce you guys to the criteria that the NIH uses to evaluate grants and applications. So basically, the first is significance and challenge. So if the application succeeds, what is the expected advance in the field? Is the problem tackled sufficiently complex and interesting for a term project? For your own proposals, you should balance challenge and probability of success. Please note that a score of 5 should still correspond to a feasible proposal for a term. And then you can just have bullet points of what are some of the good things and what are some of the bad things for every one of those. And then just enter the score. The relevance is the work proposed relevant to the class material? Are techniques presented in the class used or extended? Are the topics relevant to biological problems presented in the class? And then number 3, are the methods proposed original, or are existing methods applied to original problems? Is the literature cited sufficiently enough to show that the investigators have a good grasp on the state of the field, so you can show how the work relates to that? And are there closely related papers? Do they show how their proposal differs from those papers? That's in innovation and originality. And then the most important one for all of the grant proposals is always the approach. This is what I like to call the precision of dragon slaying. The significance is how big is the dragon, and the approach is how exactly you're going to slay the dragon. So no matter how big the challenge you're tackling, you should be meticulous about how you will address it, the potential issues that might be the trickiest and the most difficult, and how you go about them, and what you'll do if they don't work, and whether the methods are well laid out, and what are the necessary data sets, and if there's a plan of testing the methodologies by simulation or some gold standard data sets. I mean, again, I've always talked about how important this aspect is. And will you be able to interpret the results? Is there a plan for validation? Do you have some independent data sets that you will use to know if you're correct? And even if all the other scores are strong, this score will effectively determine the overall potential success for the project. And then number 5 is the presentation and the timeline. So basically, are you explaining your ideas clearly? Are you providing enough background? Is a detailed presenting, and is the division of labor sufficiently clear? And then the last one is data sets. Are data sets available? And code/methods, are the code and methods available? So basically, you score according to each of those criteria. And then after that, you go back and you give an overall score for the proposal. But frankly, we're not so worried about this final score. I think the most important for you is to sort of lay out each of those criteria. Okay? So let's do a quick poll as to who's following me here. So is everybody clear as to what the peer review entails? Awesome.
One question I had is, how many peer reviews do we need to each do?
So I was thinking about 3 peer reviews per student. If you feel that that's too much, we can make it 2. But basically, my goal is for you to have a diversity of other projects that you look at, and for every team to be exposed to a sufficiently large number of other proposals to sort of, learn more about them. 2 is good. 3 is, I think, slightly better and gives you more perspective. So let's see. First of all, we have 72-20-800, and then let's do A. Let's review 2 proposals each, and B, let's review 3 proposals each. All right, so let's do a quick poll. Which option do you prefer? It's not even close. So 18 said 1, and then, sorry, 2, and then 25 said 3. So, Daman, are you okay with people reviewing only 2 proposals? I'm probably fine with that.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. And again, among the 3 different members of the team, we'll make sure that every team member reviews a different proposal so that you basically have a diversity of other proposals that you're exposed to. Arma, did you have a question? You seem to be, but you're muted.
Oh, I was wondering if I could have the URL for the page with the boxes of like, with the links people shared of their slides and.
The peer review evaluation form?
No, there was another page you showed like a while ago where there's like a table and people linked their slides and.
Yeah. So I'm resending the link that I sent at the beginning. You probably were not here. But basically the instructions document is there and the feedback document is where everybody has entered their stuff.
Okay, thank you.
I'm basically straggling between, not making this public to the whole world while giving access to the whole class to the whole world. That's sort of the reason why I'm not emailing this page over and over and over again. There's a way to sort of create a link. Sorry, there's a way to create documents that are only for the class, but not to create links. So my guess is that I should create a PDF document that is private to the class that I can link, that then will have the 2 links to those 2 pages. But I try to link them each time, and I've invited, I think, the whole class to this. But Daman, I don't know if you have any suggestions except sort of keep emailing this form every week through the email address for all the students.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Okay, so are there any questions? Everybody clear with the peer review process? Did you guys have any other questions? So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go through and click on each of the proposals to basically just, everybody get a feel for this. And I sort of said, can you please share with Daman, I don't think I have Tess's Google Docs username for Gmail.
I'll ask her for it.
Yeah, if you don't mind sort of pasting it there, that'd be great. Oh, I had emailed all of you guys to sort of make sure that you have added it. But, all right. Oh, these are outstanding. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is so great. Oh, and let me ask everyone. So, please add your pictures to the first page, since we can't see each other. Perfect. So you've created links. Yep. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, this is really great. You guys are rocking it. These are really great. So the thing that's missing here is data sets. And code.
The data sets are going to be provided by the lab, and the code is provided because the lab has some data. It's not like public.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, you say that you should have a section that sort of explains that.
Cool. Yeah, we can do that. Thanks.
Is section. Okay. Okay. Oh, and I love how you've named it team, etc. Oh, this is lovely. Okay, so you guys are, really very well ahead, very well along on the projects by, all of the preparatory work that you have done. This is lovely. Okay, so let's see. How's everybody feeling about this? Basically, I'd love to know whether you feel that you're, you've done a tremendous amount of work already, and we're just in like week 5 of the course. So I'm very confident that you're going to be cruising from now on. So my thinking is basically, number 1, let's get to the peer reviews. Number 2, incorporate the feedback, and then number 3, create a sort of end-to-end pipeline. So I think it's a good idea to discuss the reviews, but if every team is receiving 6 proposals, that basically means that so I think that we can do a panel discussion at the next mentoring session, where basically we have breakout rooms for each of the teams to be in, where students who, like, basically, since everybody's reviewing 2 proposals, I don't know if that's even feasible, but my guess is that we could create, I probably with like 3 or 4 breakout sessions, we should be able to get everybody to be in a non-overlapping set of conversations. So we'll do the combinatorics for that and figure it out. But Daman, one of the things that we should do is basically assign reviewers, and then sort of figure out slots for the panel discussion to be able to actually have all the reviewers come together and discuss prior to submitting final report, basically. Because there will actually be six reviewers for each team. So, and I think it will allow students to not only see how they're evaluating proposals, but also how their peers are evaluating proposals, and sort of how to discuss them and come up with something constructive about them. Okay, so that's more or less what I have, except to sort of get your feedback and see how people are feeling about this. So can I ask everybody to sort of turn on your videos, please? I'd love to sort of see your reactions about all this. Okay, so I have several questions. So basically, first of all, did everybody feel that this was a helpful exercise of sort of creating your proposals just so early in the term? So let me see, you know, who feels that they learned something from this exercise of actually doing the proposals. Okay, very nice. Very, very nice. Cool. So the answers are 45, 45, 0, and then 5, 5. So 2 people are not so thrilled, but everybody else is pretty happy. And then I guess who's excited about receiving feedback from your peers? Who's like, you know, feeling that this can actually help their project to receive close feedback from 6 different super smart MIT students on this. Awesome. So, you know, 69801. And then the last question is, who's actually excited? I know that you can't be so excited, but who's actually excited about the giving end of the review process, basically of sort of actually, you know, reading another person's proposal, another team's proposal, you know, thinking critically about them, and then sort of thinking about, you know, how they can be improved or how they should be fixed and stuff like that. So let's see, who's actually excited about the sort of giving end of the review process? Okay. So yeah, so 3, 12, 4, 3, 2. So yeah, people are, you know, a little less excited about the giving end, but still most people are, you know, on the positive half of the distribution. So this might be, you know, seeming, you know, not so constructive and not so educational now, but we're going to do the poll again after you guys have done the peer reviews and have received the peer reviews. And then, you know, every year it's been, you know, very positive as to how people feel about this. Are there any questions? So basically you will be assigned, you know, 2 teams to review. There will be a panel discussion at the mentoring session next Friday. And there's a form which is linked from the weekly instructions that you will fill out. And then we will be submitting this. And then if you can, please, before submitting your form, name it according to which team you're reviewing and which reviewer you are. So basically, actually, there should be 6 reviewers. Okay. And then reviewer number 1 will be the primary reviewer, and they will be the person who's coordinating the discussion. And if the primary review is not there, then we'll just go down the order of sort of who coordinates the discussion. So basically highlight which reviewer number you are for each of the proposals. And then this will, you know, this will be part of the form directly. Oh, and then name the form team number, and then reviewer number. And then you can delete template if you would like, but and then you can submit it directly through the link that we'll give you. Okay, so does anybody have any questions for all of this?
How do we select which proposals?
We will assign those to you.
Okay.
So we will basically, for every person, we will send a, you know, email that basically says you are reviewer, you know, number 4 of team number 7 or something like that. Okay. We, you know, we'll basically try to make sure that from every team, you review a different set of proposals from your teammates so that everybody brings back experience from different, you know, targets. Okay. You know, the last question that I'm going to ask everyone is, how excited do you feel about your own proposal? Basically, you've now created a proposal and you have a project ahead of you for the rest of the term. So how excited are you about, you know, the work ahead of you and the specific project that you're researching? Okay, good. This is good. Cool. Okay, so 12, 4, 5, 2, 2. Again, this is an intense class. You guys have been doing totally awesome. You know, all of you are, spending so much time thinking about your projects, etc. But what we're trying to achieve is extremely ambitious. We're basically trying to get you all both, familiar with the field of computational biology, but also doing a project at the same time. So as you're learning and absorbing material, you're also doing problem sets, and you're also sort of planning your own independent research, which in my view is like, preparing you for the real world out there. And I'm just so excited about, all of the stuff that you guys have already put together. So if there's no more questions, we don't have to stay for the whole hour, and we can do either breakouts for people to continue socializing with each other, or, just anything else. So Erez, did you have a question?
Yeah, one question that might pertain to other people is, what's the possibility of building a group of 4 if we have some people that are kind of in the ether and don't have a group? And
yeah, so it's not horrible. So, as long as you have a clear division of labor and every person has a role that's very clear to define. I don't want anybody to be a fourth stool table, or sorry, a fourth stool leg or something. Anyway, you see what I mean?
Yep.
I don't want to call it a third wheel, but with 3 points, there's always a plane. With 4, it's like, I don't want it to become a clunky table, if you see what I mean. So as long as everybody sort of is well aligned and there's a clear division of labor and there's sufficient material for everyone, I think it's fine. Any other questions? Okay. So again, I hope I haven't discouraged you from, all of these intermediate deadlines. But, my goal is for all of you guys to have an awesome research project. And I think we are very well along that goal. And my goal is also for you guys to sort of meet peers in the field and create a generation of like computational biologists out there that will collaborate with each other and just go take on the world and solve the challenges of genomics of the future. So I think we're very much along the path for that. Okay, so the amount of material will now diminish. Basically, right now you have to sort of, the most important thing is, don't feel that you can't work on your project while you're waiting for the peer review. Something that I always say to everyone is, don't expect, any major revelations as you give your proposal to various people to read. They might sort of pick out things that you have to fix, and you will adjust course, but anything you do between now and when you receive your peer reviews will still be helpful no matter what the peer reviews say. It's very unlikely that the peer reviews will say, don't work on this project at all, this is crazy. Most of the time they will just say, oh, pay attention to this, get another data set for that, make sure that this method is, well laid out, and etc. So basically, you are now in a team with teammates, already on the path to creating your, final project. So the next 2 milestones are basically, number 1, let's see. Okay, so the next 2 milestones are basically peer review, which is going to be next. So basically, we are now October 2nd. So next Friday at 9 p.m. Sorry, the next Friday on the 9th of October at 3 p.m. We're going to have basically or at 4 p.m. we're going to have the panel discussions. And, we really ask everyone to finish their reviews before that so that you're able to participate in the panel discussions, and we'll do that as breakout rooms. For the revised proposals, that's week 7 on Friday. So basically the following week on the 16th, you'll have that. And then the 17th the 23rd, which is the initial end-to-end pipeline, is going to be week 8 on the 23rd of October. So that's when we ask you for an initial end-to-end pipeline, which basically says, just make sure that the code is running, that the data sets are there, that you're able to sort of do a little demo that, hey, here, I've parsed all the data sets that I've promised I was going to analyze, and I've already worked them out. So after that, we'll be here on the 23rd of October. You'll still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks before you have to turn in your final projects. So hopefully you will have plenty of time to make more progress, but we'll keep chatting in the meantime. All right, everybody on board? So again, you'll stop having all these mentoring sessions now that you guys have formed a team. It's not as crucial for everybody to meet, except for the social aspect of sort of seeing other humans and all of that. Okay, so who wants to do, let's see, who wants to do breakouts? So basically, yes, breakouts, 2, sure, maybe, 3, now, let's go home. Okay, so let's see. And you can vote for multiple choices. Okay, there's a few people who want breakout, but most people want to go home. So these are the results. So let's see, where's the poll? Sorry, where's the chat? So the results are 1, 5, 20, 0, 1. So yeah, what do you think, Daman? Should we just go home?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. All right, guys. So you're making great progress. I'm so proud of sort of I've seen various stages of growth of all of these proposals. I've talked to nearly all of you in person. I'm just so excited about everything you're doing. So keep up the awesome work, and then we will be sending the assignments for reviews very shortly. And then next Friday we're going to have a panel discussion and actually go through them. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye. Daman, can you stay for a sec?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Ayush. Oh. Okay, so